guys. Um, I am A Germ 73 or Breaking Dad 73, and this is going to be my first stream slash video that is meant to be um, a guide for new um, or struggling goal line blitz 2 players. Um, I'm going to, in this video, my goal is to look at individual player builds and team builds if you're building a team. Uh, and in future videos, I will go over scouting and game planning and um, putting together your offensive playbook, your defensive playbook, your offensive tactics, your defensive tactics. Maybe follow my team throughout the season. All right. So player builds and your overall team build are extremely important if you want to be successful in goal line blitz 2. Um, Before I get into that, actually, I guess I'll just show you my coaching record, not to flex or brag or anything like that, because that is definitely not me. There are a good number of coaches out there that are more knowledgeable than myself, but I have had a degree of success, and I would like to give back to the Goal Line Blitz 2 um, community. So the only reason why I'm showing you my record is just to lend myself a little bit of credibility. Um, so pretty good win to loss ratio. A good number of championships. I will say that not all of those championships were owned directly by me. I have been on some um, coaching staffs that have earned me some of those championships, and more importantly, have helped me develop the knowledge base that I have and that I am going to attempt to share with you. So before we begin, I would like to apologize as I do have a little bit of a cough, and at any time my 8-year-old might interrupt us. So um, as I'm creating these videos, please know that I'm not a professional streamer, and I don't think I ever will be. Um, it's more meant to create content for you that I hope will be helpful. All right, so to begin, if you either bought a team or you will be coaching a team and the owner has kind of asked for your input, the first thing you kind of want to do is have an idea of what you want to use for an offensive system and a defensive system. Right? This team that I have created for this for these instructional videos, um, I'm going to use as much of a balanced offense as possible, as opposed to pass heavy or run heavy. I personally like balanced offenses because I think it makes it more difficult to defend against. In that balanced offense, I plan on using a pocket passing quarterback that can focus on his passing and not try to be a dual threat. For the purpose of this instructional video series, I'm going with a power back and an elusive back. Sometimes you just use a lot of teams, competitive teams, will just go with one superstar halfback. If I don't have a superstar halfback, I do like to have two that share the workload, one primary back and one back that gives them relief and acts as my return man. This time I'm going with one power back and one elusive back, again, to mix it up. I think that's pretty much it. Let me look at the team here. go further in depth for you in a minute, but let's see here. Oh, my fullback. I do like to have a blocking fullback. pulling guards for the run game. My off tackles are wide load off tackles, which I will get back to in a minute. I do like to use my tight ends a lot. Um, they're harder to defend in this game unless you really know how to and have players built to. A lot of competitive teams will exploit that. And then in this build, I'm only going with 3 wide receivers because I plan on using my 2 tight ends and 4 and 5 wide receiver sets. I have a slot receiver, Julian Edelman, and then I have a possession receiver and a little bit speedier receiver in Julio Jones. On my defense, my defensive tackles, I want to be able to stuff the inside run. I'm not worried about them putting pressure on my defensive tackles putting pressure on the quarterback. The pressure will come from in rookie season will come from blitzing outside linebackers and a little bit rookie season and mostly after the rookie season. I have defensive ends, pass rushing defensive ends, spin cycle defensive ends. And again, we'll get more into this. I'll open up the players and we will look at this. I'm just, again, trying to give you an overview of the system that I wanted to put into place before I started building my players. I do have 2 run stop defensive ends, which I will rotate in with my pass rushing defensive ends, and I'll show you how I do that probably in another video when we get into game planning and playbook development. I do have 2 coverage linebackers. Right? I think that coverage linebackers are highly underrated, especially when a lot of teams will again try to exploit the tight end. And then I am playing a man defense, not a zone defense. So this video won't help you with zone defense. Maybe down the road we'll do something in the future for zone defense, a similar series for zone defense theme. I have strong safety is geared towards shutting down the tight end. Free safety is geared towards shutting down the run. I do have an extra strong safety and an extra free safety, which are solely for my special teams, so that I can give my regular free safety and strong safety a break. And again, we'll look at the depth chart so you can see how I set that up. So once you have your team idea in place, right, and there are some different ones out there. I just shared with you what I want to do. There are people that go with run heavy, right? That build would obviously look different. Your quarterback his build would be for that of a runner, less than a passer. You would want to use your receivers as extra blockers in that case, and not receivers. So that can be if built correctly, that can be a tough offense. But I think to build it correctly, you really need to you need to go all in, and you need to build your receivers as blockers and not receivers, which for me personally takes the whole idea of receivers out of it. I'm a bit of a traditionalist. Yeah, I guess I'm going to say that part there. I guess we said you could play some defenses. So let's look at some of the builds now. I'll go through each each build so you can see those. You can go back and look at this video if you want to kind of copy the builds. Maybe if there's enough requests, I'll put the builds up in a post on the forum if I get enough positive requests. So with that being said and done, let's start looking at our players. Right, our quarterback, my personal favorite, Mr. Tom Brady. Right. So another thing here. Um, Actually, let me rewind for 1 second. Um, if you're going to build a team, two ways of doing it. One is just to build your own players. This team costs me um, about $35 to pay for the team and to pay for all the flex for the players that I created. That's like I said, $35 for this season. Another way that you could do it is I would recommend a season ahead of time. So it's season 40. So in season 39, had I had this idea earlier and done it right, I would have made a forum post asking people to be part of my team, and people would hopefully have signed up for certain positions, and then I had put the build guides that I used in the forum or a personal forum, and asked people to stick to those build guides. Again, this is to build a successful team. Okay, plenty of teams just are a motley crew of builds. But if you want to be competitive with the big boys, um, these are my suggestions. Uh, so, had I not had to spend $35 to buy all these players, I would be looking for boosted players. That's kind of right here, you can see. But that costs more flex. So basically, if I wanted to fully boost my team, that cost me $35, it would probably cost me 4 to 5 times as much. So that would be about $165 versus versus $35. So again, when this is an instructional video, I'm going to try to be as competitive as I possibly can with this build, and we'll see where we go. So there's those boosts. All right. So remember, Mr. Brady is a pocket passer. So, and we are starting 4 games into the season, by the way, okay? So if you follow this guide and attempt to build these exact builds from day 1, you're going to be a few skill points short. So this is after 4 games. Pass tech is an important skill for your passing quarterback. Pass power, I think 20 is fine for a starting pass power. Probably put a little bit more, but not much more into there. Drop back grip, I have at 30, right? That is important, very important, especially in rookie, where a lot of the competitive teams like to blitz and hit your quarterback, and if he doesn't have a good drop back grip, you will fumble a lot, and you can't put up points if you don't have the ball. And if you don't score and the other team does, then morale goes down, and it's just an ugly spiral. I personally don't worry about drop back power. Pass accuracy is important right up there with pass tech, as is pass consistency and pass awareness. So those 4 skills: pass tech, pass accuracy, pass consistency, pass awareness. I personally like to kind of develop equally and pump most of my points into there. Um, Carrying grip, I'm not a running, my quarterback will not scramble. He's a pocket passer. Um, I'm not going to invest any points in carrying grip, elusive running, power running, or carry awareness. Um, Again, I put the grip into drop back grip, not carrying grip. Um, Balance, not as important for a pocket passer. Quickness, not important for a pocket passer. Conditioning, right? It's at 45 right now. That's a really good start. Mistake that a lot of beginning players make, right, is they don't put enough into um, conditioning on their players. And I think some of the more competitive coaches might even say that, my 45 right now is a little on the low side. As we play games, I'll watch to see if he's gassed in the third or fourth quarter. Um, with this build, I can max it up to 54. At some point in time, I will probably do that, not right off. Um, Footwork, again, for it's a pocket passer, not that important. Sprinting, not that important. Toughness, um, I'll probably pump in a little bit more, you know, um, 20, 25 by the end of the build. Intimidation, not important for this quarterback. Heart and leadership are important. Um, right, if you look at heart, that's keeps your morale up, right? Um, and leadership, I do like leadership on my quarterback because that also helps um, with the morale and energy losses for our entire on-field offense. So um, that's that is good. The signature abilities that I chose for our quarterback are quick read, right, which lets him um, scan the field quicker, find the open receiver quicker, and quick hitter. Um, Sometimes I just double up on quick read. Quick hitter, both quick hitter and quick read are powered by pass awareness. Um, this hopefully will. I like the +4 to pass consistency, accuracy, and pass technique. And the target receiver gets +5 to catch in traffic. I think catch in traffic is huge, um, which you'll see in our receivers and tight ends. Smaller traffic radius. So that is our um, quarterback, Mr. Brady. If you wanted to see actually, you know what? I'm not gonna actually go into the specific build as far as uh, this piece here. Um, you can see it actually. I'll just put it there quickly. If I remember, I'll do this for each position that I show you. Um, these attributes is what gives you your starting and most importantly your caps on your abilities, right? Um, that in combination with the traits. See, I will show you these because right, I like to take workhorse on most of my players for conditioning. Again, as I said, conditioning is important. So they can do that +10 max. Makes it cheaper, right? So uh, precision passer, accuracy, right, at expensive power, and cool-headed pass consistency. One other thing while we are here, tactics, carry style doesn't really matter. Rollout frequency, I don't want him to roll out, and I don't want him to scramble. Uh, so, moving on to our first halfback, Walter Payton. Okay. Walter Payton is going to be our power back. Um, grip is important, right? For a power back, elusive running, return awareness are not important. Power running obviously will be important, but not as much rookie season. Rookie season, you want to get the the sprinting up. I gave him a little bit of carrying awareness. I do not use my halfbacks as receivers. Use them solely as runners. I do not use them as blockers. Again, I focus all my points into the physical and and the running. Um, Balance 25 is a good number. There was a time where you needed a lot more. Thank God that was fixed. Um, Quickness, right, helps a little bit. Have a little bit of quickness for cuts and acceleration. Again, my conditioning on him is at 45. That as the season goes on, we will get that up there. Most power backs have maxed out power running, really high grip, maxed out conditioning, maxed out sprinting. Again, I give them a little bit of footwork to be able to dance. Um, didn't touch diving. A little bit of toughness, that will go up a little bit more. Maybe 40 by the end of the build. Um, Snap reaction just to 20. Um, and heart, that will go up a little bit as well. Like I see, our max is 36, so probably by the end of the build, I'll have that up to 35. In the beginning, right, in rookie season, it's a balancing act of trying to put as many points as you can into your really important skills, um, but also putting some points into the secondary skills uh, as well. Uh, Power through is what we're going to use for our power back. You can see here, powered by power running, right? Gives him more power running and carrying grip at the cost of quickness. That's again why over the build we want to get quickness up, because this is going to be a minus 15 to quickness. And quickness is good for acceleration and cuts. Let's look here. Workhorse again, right? Giving our, we talked about that, really good skill, right? For making conditioning, saves you the cost on conditioning, gives you plus 10 max, which means you can put one less over here into stamina. Although we max out the stamina over here on power back because he wants to max out stamina. Rusher is good if you're a power running back or an elusive running back. Right? Carrying awareness, carrying grip. Bruiser is the power running back attribute. Right? Power running and carrying grip, which we said you want to be really, really high. You're not going to go with elusive running. Your carry awareness is minus 2 max and 4% higher, but over here, carrying awareness was 6 max and 10% lower. So combined, you still have a net gain there. Let me go check my tactics. Excuse me. Carry style. Power runner is going to go power north south. All right. Now, on the flip side, let's look at Barry Sanders, who's going to be our elusive running back. Carrying grip, whether you're a power back or a elusive back, it's good to have carrying grip on both. With this build, we will see. Um, Maybe I could have had more carrying grip, but that's usually a function of your strength, which is kind of as is power running. And because he's elusive, we don't have very high strength. I did give him a little bit of elusivity here. Return awareness, even though he is going to be our returner, I haven't put any into return awareness. Um, that's something that I need to look more into. Talking to the more experienced coaches, there are some really good examples of return guys out there. I don't know if they. I don't usually put points into return awareness. Maybe that's why my guys um, don't break them all that often. I do have 25 in carry awareness. You know, some of these secondary skills I like to get around this mark here, this first mark, right to that 25. Carry awareness, just so you know, is their ability to see defenders. Excuse me. Is their ability to see defenders, find rushing lanes, um, use signature abilities later on. So it is a good secondary skill. Again, I'm not going to use my halfbacks in this build as receiving or blocking. Physical, there's that 25 balance again, 25 quickness, 45 conditioning, 25 footwork. For an elusive pack, footwork, you're going to want more footwork and quickness in the end build than you would for a power back. Sprinting 50, toughness 30, heart 30. Again, um, in rookie, there's not as much to, like power backs or elusive backs in the rookie season. They're mostly you're looking at really fast backs, speedy backs that turn into elusive backs or power backs. The signature ability that I chose for our elusive back is Juke, right, which is powered by elusive running, a chance to fake out nearby defenders. Right. Looking at the bio, workhorse again, rusher again, and the elusive trait here is slippery, which gives us elusive running and carry awareness at the cost of power running and carry grip. And here's our attributes: less strength, max speed, right? Agility replaces strength. Because I have workhorse and because I have two halfbacks, I can go 4 in stamina. Let's see here. And our tactics. If you look at this little triangle here, it tells you the difference between power, right? I don't like the -5 to elusivity. North, south, that's still -3 to elusivity. Combo. Yeah, you know what? I think we're going to go with slippery. Right, again. Why is that doing that? Huh, I don't know why it's doing that. It's not letting me put that there. I'll have to fix that. I would go with slippery. Again, because slippery gives us the +3 bonus to elusive running. I wonder if we just go pure elusive and let's do that. No. Okay. Slippery or elusive there. Alright. Now looking at our fullback, Lorenzo Neal. I just like to have a blocking fullback. I don't use him for running. That's what I have my halfbacks for. So I want to pump his points into run block tech, run block awareness, blocking consistency, and lead block awareness. Right? And actually, this blocking consistency, by the end of the build, I'll have it at 35. Throughout this season, I'm probably just going to invest heavily into run block tech, run block awareness, and lead block. Uh, I don't have a really good answer for you on the difference between run block awareness and lead block awareness. That's kind of why I dump points into both of them. I figure the more block awareness I have, the better. Again, his job's not to receive or carry. So I'm going to go to my physical skills at 25 again. Right? Hopefully, you're starting to see some patterns in my builds, and then um, some of the values on, especially for the secondary skills. Quickness 25, conditioning 45, footwork 20, sprinting 45. Why are you putting 45 sprinting on your fullback? Um, because he can't block for speedy halfbacks if he's not in front of them, right? So he needs to have um, a good high sprinting value to be up there with the halfbacks. Toughness 30, heart 25. Signature ability for our fullback is Pancake Chef, right? Engage in run blocking or lead blocking interaction. See, this is an idea why balance is important. While active, plus 15 to run block power, opponent loses 100% more balance than usual. Right? So if you don't pay attention to your balance on your builds, there are abilities that will punish you for that. Bio, workhorse again, technical blocker, right, which gives me bonuses to run block and run and pass block tech. Although I'm not going to be pass blocking with him purposely. Um, Lead block, right, as well. That's a nice ability. If you look at, they're all plus 6 max, right, 10% lower. Um, there's really not much penalty on there, right? And here is our attributes that gave us the build that we had. We needed to have that speed. He's a skill-based blocker, right? And the high awareness. Let's see, carrying style, not important for him. He's not going to be carrying the ball. Right. Moving on to our center. You can see what we do for our center build. Um, in my time playing, I haven't had to invest a lot into the pass blocking skills. You can get away with investing more into the run blocking, but again, you don't want to have the minimal skills either. So I like to go with 25 for starters on pass block tech and pass block awareness. I'm not worried about run block power or pass block power. Um, Blocking consistency, I have it 30. Um, my most important skills for this center are my run block tech and run block awareness. I'll be spending a lot of points there, right? I want to be able to run up the middle, so I need to have a strong presence in the middle. That's going to be my center's job. Balance of 30, quickness of 25, conditioning of 50. Conditioning is an important skill for linemen. They take a lot of abuse in the trenches. Um, Footwork 25, sprinting not so important. I just want this guy to be able to block. He isn't going anywhere in a hurry, so I don't invest anything into sprinting. Toughness is another important skill. Right? Ability to absorb punishment, decrease morale and energy loss. Right? So that's something that we'll be pumping up over the season. Toughness more important for linemen than heart. Right? Although again, I will be putting some more points in here, but to keep that morale from going down too much. But I've been investing more in toughness. A little bit of snap reaction isn't bad either, to either get ahead of the defensive line or at least keep up with them. Pancake chef again, as we had with our fullback. Workhorse, technical blocker, run blocker. Right, run blocker again, another good trait there, as it's all positives, lower costs and plus eight max, right? So we like it for that reason. Again, this is a skill-based blocker, hence the 10 agility, less the strength. Stamina I told you was important, right? Speed less so. Awareness important. And let's see, tactics, carrying style. Nope, not going to worry about that. All right. On to our guards. I'm just going to show you one guard because they're both the same build, left guard and right guard. Okay, so my guards are pulling guards. Right? I want them to get out and be able to block on the outside runs as well as block on the inside runs. Right? So maybe that's a difference in run block awareness versus lead block awareness. Still, both very important. Similar to our center, with a little bit of a slant towards the lead block awareness, where centers don't need. My center doesn't use lead block. So run block tech, run block awareness again. Block consistency at 25%. I'm not going to worry about the passing skills or the power blocking skills. Balance 25, quickness 25, footwork 25. Again, these are all starting ones. I'm going to invest a little bit more with them as time goes on. Conditioning 50, toughness 30, heart 20. Again, similar to our center. Sprinting 30 though, right? The center didn't put anything in. This guy's got 30, right? And like our fullback, right? If you're going to lead block, you got to get out there in front of them. So we'll be putting more points into sprinting as we go through the season. And the pull specialist ability, powered by lead block awareness. So this one tells you, right, that lead block awareness is important for this build. But I will still keep putting points in the run block awareness as well, because that's going to be like when I try to run up the middle again, right? So I want my center and guards to be able to control the middle, right, on offense, but I also want my guards to be able to get outside on the outside runs, right? This gives us more speed and quickness. All run blocking technique rolls are guaranteed to release 75% of max. Workhorse quick feet, right? Which gives me a bonus to footwork and quickness at a cost of sprinting. I'm not necessarily sure. This is the build I'm going to go with, but maybe in the future I might try to replace quick feet with something. I really don't like traits that punish one of your more important skill areas. And he's a run blocker. Speed definitely had to be pumped up because I wanted to get him out there. And silly quick feet kind of hurt us a little bit. Again, skill-based blocker, not using strength. Stamina, we said it's important for our linemen. Awareness, we got away with awareness being just staying at 5. We still had pretty good scores. All right, on to the tackles. And okay, for my tackles, right, not going to be pulling with them, but they have the added responsibility of trying to slow down the outside rush. In rookie, again, the more competitive teams, and even um, some of the beginning coaches that might not know as much still like to bring the pressure from the outside. So my answer to that has been this signature ability, wide load, right? 100% chance for activation, right? Run or pass blocking on the line, chance to slow down unblocked blitzers, right? Um, because I need them to pick up that I do need my tackles to do a kind of combo of pass blocking and run blocking, right? You can see my pass block skills are 30 here. Um, my run block awareness are 36 and 31. Block consistency 30. Not worried about lead block awareness. Balance 30, quickness 25, footwork 25. Quickness and footwork are a little bit more important because they got to be able to go to the side and go back and backpedal in order um, to block those um, blitzing defensive ends and outside linebackers. Conditioning 50, toughness 40. Um, Sprinting I gave them 20. I probably won't put much more on the sprinting over the build. Um, like I said, quickness and footwork would be a little bit more, but I didn't want them to be super slow. Maybe by the end build I'll have sprinting to 25. Snap reaction, right? Important. Um, Maybe not at the very beginning. That's why it's at 25, but over the build, right? Um, you want him to be able to um, on the hike, be able to get either out or back and block. Um, I showed you wide load, bio, workhorse, technical blocker, consistent blocker. This one is not a, well, it does have one negative. Intimidation I'm not worried about. Um, Block consistency, I did want a little bit higher in this for this guy versus my guards and center because of the outside blitz. Snap reaction, I'm a little bit bummed that it has a -3 max, but again, it's a skill that I'm going to bump up, but not necessarily max out. And I think that brings us up to tight ends. My two tight ends are the same build. I like to have receiving tight ends again. Um, if not built properly, if a defense is not built properly, it's easier to exploit the receiving tight ends. Um, and we'll show you that when we develop playbooks and we watch game film. Uh, I'm not worried about having a blocking tight end. So, with that set in mind, let's go first to our signature ability, prime time. You'll see that most, if not all, of my receivers have the prime time signature ability, right? What I like about the prime time signature ability does give us +15 to hands and grip. Penalties to catching rolls from diving or jumping are reduced to 0. If a catch is made, entire offense gains 8 morale, so that helps keep your offensive morale up, and the defense loses 18 morale. Okay, so by having multiple, this I think has helped me in the past a lot. Having multiple receivers with prime time, right? We start making a string of catches. Our morale goes up. Their defense morale goes down, right? And it's a spiral. So I did not touch. These were my beginning route technique and route elusiveness. Those were the beginning scores. I didn't touch those. I wanted a receiving grip of 30. For right now, I'll hang there. but you can see the four big receiving ones: receiving hands, receiving consistency, catch in traffic, receiving awareness. Right? I have those all at around 40. Um, some other coaches tend to min max, right? Minimize other skills so they can maximize skills, or they place more value on one or two of the four. I like all four. Um, Receiving hands is our ability to catch a pass successfully, right? So that's obviously important to have a high receiving hand score. Catch in traffic, again, this is one of those that I personally think is underrated. I like to get it as high as I can. Um, 81 max might be the most that I can get it up to. The ability to fight off defenders when trying to catch a pass improves receivers' chances to catch the ball and reduces the defender's chance to intercept when both players are going for the ball. Receiving awareness determines how quickly the player will react to the location of errant passes, and in rookie ball, you better believe me, there's a lot of errant passes, even when built properly. And how adept he is at finding spots to jump or dive for those, right? And consistency. This is another one that I like a lot in on third downs, and again with a lot when they're bringing the pressure, the ability to catch and secure the ball in pressure situations. Um, Again, I don't use my receivers to block. The carrying, I do have carrying grip to 25 over the um, life of this. The career that will go up more. Um, Balance 30, quickness 25, footwork 25, sprinting 35, so toughness 25, heart 35, conditioning 43, workhorse, receiving specialist, right? That's another great trait because it's all positives. Natural, that's how some of those other skills started a little bit higher, was because of natural. I was looking again for ability that was all positive. um, Maybe in future builds I might switch out natural for like a blocking type thing to get a little bit more blocking without having to invest into blocking. Attributes for this build: confidence 10, agility stays at 5, speed at 6, awareness at 6, strength and stamina both at 4. Let's look at our tactics. Carrying style for tight end, I'm not too worried about it. 3 different receiver builds that I wanted to share with you. Let's start with Julio first. Right? Julio, again, prime time, as I said. I think what's going to make them different is when I get into the traits. A lot of their stats will be very similar. Receiving hands, receiving consistency, catch and traffic, receiving awareness. As you can see, those big 4, right, are my focus on receiving. I'm not worried about carrying, well, except for carry grip. Right. A strategy for a lot of teams will be power tackling and monster hit to make you fumble the ball. I also have receiving grip at 25. Let's see here. Balance 25, quickness 25, footwork only 20, sprint 33, toughness I'm not worried about as much, conditioning 50, heart 30. I would like to get that heart up to at least 40. As we probably before the end of the season, would be my goal. This would be where his build was different. He is workhorse, which you've seen. Soft hands. Um, I don't know. The jury's out on soft hands for me. I do like you do get receiving hands and receiving awareness, but at the cost of grip and catch in traffic. Speedster, right? He's going to be, this build is our speedster build, right? Um, so you can see there, strength 1, stamina 4, speed 9, awareness 5, agility 6, confidence 10. And let's see, on to Antonio Brown. Again, very similar, right? With our stats, our big 4 receiving skills. Excuse me for 1 minute while I answer the phone. I'll be right back. And I am back. Again, receiving grip 25, carrying grip 30, 25 balance, 25 quickness, 20 footwork, 32 sprint, 15 toughness, 30 heart, 50 conditioning. So they look very similar. Prime time again. In the beginning, right, where you want to focus on your main skills and your physicals. Um, these builds are going to look very similar and they will evolve. Um, Bios, who are a little bit different, we still have workhorse, still have soft hands, but we went with shifty over speedster, right? So he's going to be more of a possession receiver. Um, so down the road, right towards the end build, we'll look into route tech and route elusiveness. Um, and this did give us a nice bonus to receiving hands. I think these are pretty similar to what they were on Julio 1 4 9 5 6 10. And our third and final wide receiver build is our slot wide receiver, Julian Edelman, the big 4 wide receiving skills. Didn't touch route tech or elusiveness, and probably won't until towards the end of the build. And I'm not talking season build, I'm talking like career build. Um, Carrying grip 25, receiving grip 25, carrying grip 30, just like in the other 2 wide receivers. 25-25 on balance and quickness, 50 on conditioning, right? 20 on footwork, 33 sprinting. Yeah, so that's all. That's all going to be the same in the beginning. Don't try to get fancy. Um, Bio, right? Again, the difference here, we have workhorse and soft hands, is slot receiver, right? I like slot receiver a lot. Um, I am telling you, I might just say no one speedsters and shifty and just build all my receivers with workhorse and slot receiver and not necessarily sure about soft hands. I'll find something to replace that with maybe, but slot receiver is one of my favorite traits. And again, the attributes are 1 4 9 5 6 10. Right, and before we look at the defense, let's go to special teams. Um, Punter, I'm not gonna touch. I'm just gonna let the CPU give me whatever they give me. Um, I mean, if you've got the flex, or you've got somebody that can build you a good punter, Um, awesome. Maybe in a future video, I'll try to recruit a punter because I I personally don't have the time or energy or desire to put um, into a or flex to put into a punter build for what you get out of it. But if there's somebody out there that does and wants to build a good human punter, player punter, that's probably better than any CPU punter. But let's look at our kicker, Adam Vinatieri. Okay. So the starting with our signature ability, laces out, right? Which is powered by kick consistency, kicking a game-tying or go-ahead field goal in the fourth quarter or overtime. So it's towards the end of the game that but it could win a game for you. Um, Points here, accuracy, consistency, right, are the ones I'm going to pump most of my points into. Um, and then later, some points into power and right power over here, field goal power, kickoff power. Um, for me personally, it would probably go 1, 2, 3, 4 in order of importance. Um, I'm not going to worry about my kicker being a tackler. His physicals, this might be one of the few um, positions where the physicals I don't think are important. Right? Heart would be important. So basically, for my kickers, these five, my kicking and heart, is where I put all my points. Bio, sharpshooter, right? Accuracy at the expense of power. Cool-headed, kick consistency, easygoing, basically a heart bonus. And our attributes: strength 6, stamina 2, doesn't need much stamina as a kicker. Speed 1, doesn't need much speed. Awareness 10, agility 6, confidence 10. All right, on to our defense. Defensive tackles, again, I told you that they're going to be the same build, and their job is to shut down the middle. They're not pass rushers for me. Break, run, block 45, hold ground 35, defensive consistency 25, blitz awareness 25, pursuit 30, tackling 40, tackling grip 29, right? These will be important skills to be able to stop, especially those power backs. Balance 30, quickness 25, conditioning 50, footwork 20, sprint 20, toughness 35, snap reaction 25. Remember, we did what we talked about earlier, right? Balance, that's probably something that's going to go up a little bit because there are ways where good coaches will punish you if you don't have a good amount of balance. I don't know if I'd max it out, but signature abilities: shed block, right? And brick wall. So brick wall is a big reason why we need to have toughness, right? When activated, opposing ball carrier loses all momentum, right? -8 to opposing ball carrier's power running. So this is a good counter to power backs. And one reason why I made both a power back and an elusive back on this team. Workhorse, run stuffer, right? Again, the run stuffing abilities of break, run block, and hold ground get the bonus at the cost of pass rush tech and pass rush power, which is okay because my defensive tackles aren't going to be blitzing the quarterback. And now for another great trait is Dreadnought. Toughness, conditioning, and intimidation all get bonuses. Our attributes are strength 5, stamina 6, speed 5, awareness 8, agility 10, confidence 1. On to defensive ends. I have two types of defensive ends. We've got our pass rushing defensive ends. Right. Reggie White. Right. Pass rushing defensive ends are our spin cycle defensive ends. Right. It is awesome when this hits in a game and you see it and then you get a sack by it. I did not read that After Effects -8 balance for 1 second, so I'm going to have to add some more balance over the build. Glad I put it, sorry, at least 25. So the important traits for spin cycle defensive ends are pass rush tech and footwork. In the beginning, I think that pass rush tech is more important than footwork. Right, the ability to maneuver or break free from a pass rush blocker, right? Whereas this is backpedal and sidestep quickly. So you can see I pumped 60 into pass rush tech, not worrying about deflection or power, right? Consistency 30, blitz awareness 20. Those might have actually been what I started with. Tackle tech 30, grip 25, balance, quickness 25, conditioning 50, sprinting 25, toughness 35, heart 20, snap reaction 25. Okay. Workhorse again, technique man, right, which gives us a bonus to pass rush tech and conditioning at a cost of pass rush power and toughness. I'm okay with that. And pass rush tech, and pass rush power at an expense to break, run block, and hold ground, which I'm okay with again because I'm going to use these guys to rush and the quarterback, and I have run stopping defensive ends, which I will show you in a minute. Attributes: strength 3, stamina 5, speed 4, awareness 10, agility 10, confidence 3. Looking at our tactics, pass rush. I want these guys definitely to power. I want them to try to make contact for that spin cycle. Take the most direct route to the quarterback. On to our run stopping defensive ends. Right here, instead of using spin cycle, they're very similar build to our defensive tackles. Shed block and brick wall for signature abilities. Right, not focusing on pass rushing skills, instead focusing on break, run block, a little bit of hold ground, some defensive consistency. Pursuit here. Tackling tech 40, grip 30, balance 25, quickness 25, conditioning 50, footwork and sprinting 25, toughness 40, heart 20, snap reaction 25. Our bio, workhorse, run stuffer, dreadnought again, just like the defensive tackles. Strength 3, stamina 5, speed 4, awareness 10, agility 10, confidence 3. On to our linebackers. Okay, two types of linebackers. Right? I'm using my blitzing linebackers. Right? Monster hit. I chose to go with monster hit. Some people go with first step or a combination of monster hit and first step. I'm going with monster hit because I'm hoping to make the quarterback sack the quarterback and make him fumble. Um, this also will help eventually after rookie year when my blitzing um, linebackers transition into run stopping linebackers. Um, so our skills, important skills. Um, Tackle tech, I put up at 40, um, just because they're going to be in there against the run as well. If they were just 100% in there, if I had a couple more um, linebackers that were dedicated to stopping the run, I would probably invest those tackling tech points into more sprint. Um, but my goal is after rookie season when to transition to them to run stop linebackers. I'm only going to keep the four linebackers that I have. Tackling grip 25, defensive consistency 25. These I'm not worried about the run there or pass coverage on these guys. They're basically primary purpose is right here, going after the quarterback. Um, and we'll see how it goes. I wish I could put more. Like this is one of those positions that people like to min max. If I could pump in more sprinting earlier, right? Um, get to the quarterback. But we'll have to see what it looks like in our first game and adjust. All right. Let's see. So you guys can see the standard 25 balance, 25 quickness, 50 conditioning, 25 snap reaction. Looking at the bio, workhorse, middleman. Again, one of my favorite linebacker traits. Right, whether you're run blocking, power tackling, pursuit, toughness, all get bonuses. And again, Dreadnought. We love Dreadnought. Abilities: strength 3, stamina 4, speed 10, awareness 9, ability 8, confidence 1. And tactics, pass rush style. We're not going evasive. We're going right at them. Direct route. All right, let's look at our coverage. Linebacker. Build. Here I'm using on an island. Right? These guys are good at covering the tight ends. Right? I have two of them because um, I can use them, substitute them against one tight end, or I can use them in against two tight ends and tight end sets. Um, so on an island, right? Powered by man coverage awareness. Man cover versus passing target, pass balls near the deflection range, no other defenders within 4 yards. Activation chance up to 75%, plus 15 cover technique, and cover deflection. All deflection rolls are guaranteed to be at least 50% of the max. Again, they're going to need, being linebackers, they are going to need to tackle, so with 40 tackling tech, 30 grip. I am kind of using them as like a combo cover and run stop, so their pursuit is 45, right? Normally they'll be an inside linebacker, right? So this 45 in the pursuit will give them a good line to the halfback on outside runs. I'm not worried about break, run, block, and hold ground at the moment. If I see that they're getting blocked and not getting off their blocks, then maybe we'll adjust. Um, Defensive consistency 25, man awareness 45, deflecting 43, balance quickness 25, conditioning 50, footwork 25, sprinting 30, toughness 30, heart 25. Traits workhorse, cover LB, and flex coverage for that. Um, you know, because sometimes I might have them in a zone. I'm not sure if flex coverage or if there was a man coverage one, it might have been better. But we shall see. Attributes: strength 1, stamina 4, speed 8, awareness 10, agility 10, confidence 2. On to our cover corners. These guys are all built the same. I have 5 of them in case of 5 wide receiver sets. In my 1, 2, 3, and 4, I can, that gives me some substitution, which lets me, rest them up a little bit, try to keep them fresh on an island, which we saw on our cover LBs. Man awareness 50. Did put a little bit into cover tech. The jury's out on cover tech. Intercepting only at 20. Deflecting at 39. Grip at 25. Tackle at 30. Defensive consistency at 25. Balance 30. Quickness 25. 50 on conditioning. 30 on footwork. 35 on sprinting. Right? This will obviously need to go up throughout the season and over their career. Toughness 20, heart 30. Right? I might get toughness up to 25 max. Heart probably up to, well, actually that's almost maxed. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Footwork, a very important skill on corners. Right? That is the skill that lets them backpedal. Right? So if a ball's thrown, they can break forward instead of if they don't have enough footwork, and especially if the wide receiver that they're covering is faster than them, the wide receiver is going to run by them and they're going to turn and have their back to the quarterback, which makes things a little bit more challenging for defense. Bio, workhorse, shutdown defender. Again, that's when I probably would replace, but I was kind of in a rush to try to put the team together so that I could start this stream. So in the future, that might be something we change. Man specialist, because I'm playing a man defense, not a zone defense. Attributes: strength 1, stamina 5, speed 9, awareness 9, agility 10, confidence 1. And last but not least, we've got our safeties. So let's look at our free safety first. Mr. Ronnie Lott. Closing speed, a great ability for your safeties. Based on pursuit, 10 yards away from the ball carrier, except passing quarterback or special teams player. Right, gives you plus 15 to conditioning, and max run speed is increased by 20%. Another fun one to watch, fire in a game. You'll see that's an explosive burst of speed. Man awareness 45. That's an important skill for our safeties. The free safety, I'm not worried about deflecting right now. Maybe later on in the build we'll add that. Tackle tech 40, grip 35, consistency 25, pursuit 45. This is going to be an important skill for him over the season and over his career. 25 balance, that'll need to go up a little bit. Quickness 25, that'll go up a little bit. Conditioning 50, Footwork not as important for safeties. Um, Sprint 40, toughness 25, heart 30. Bio, workhorse. I went with sure tackle, right? Because he's going to be the one of our run stop. Chase down artist for the pursuit. Attributes: strength 6, stamina 5, speed 10, awareness 9, agility 4, confidence 1. And now, last but not least, our strong safety. Again, I used my strong safety, Troy Polamalu, um, to try to combat the opposing team's tight end. Right? So he has on an island and closing speed. Seen both of those abilities already. Man awareness still important. Now I'm putting into deflecting. Right? Try to bat the ball away from the opposing tight end. Tackle tech still 40. Tackle grip 35. Consistency 25. Pursuit 40. I do want him to help with the run game. Balance 25, which will go up a little bit. Quickness 25, which will go up a little bit. Footwork 25, probably stay about there. Sprinting needs to go up. Toughness 20, heart 29. Our bio, sure tackler, long reach for the deflecting, and dreadnought, which we looked at earlier. Attributes: strength of 4, stamina of 5, speed of 10, awareness of 10, agility of 5, and confidence of 1. So, there you have it. Those were the team build and player builds for my team Hard Knocks. Right? My next stream / video will be a combination of scouting, how I scout, and game plan, and which is kind of the game and playbook development. So for me, game planning is kind of the link. Phone one more time. Give me a second, please. As I was saying, son of a gun. Sorry, these guys just want to get in touch with me bad, I guess. As I was saying, game planning for me is the link between scouting and um, playbook development, right? Where you see what they do in scouting, you come up with an idea for how you want to um, attack their defense or attempt to shut down their offense, and then you use that to put together playbooks in the final stage. So that's going to be our next stream / video. I hope you found this informative. Thank you very much. Have a great day.